So I'm here with Ebru, who's the chairperson of Limak Investments. Pleasure to see you at GAD, even though it is in Greece, of course, rather than Istanbul. We're hoping that will happen soon.
Yes, we look forward to see GAD in Istanbul.
Excellent. So Ebru, maybe we start a question about the investment strategy that you have in Limak.
So we have an arm of Limak which does concession investments in energy and in infrastructure. So we have airports, a port, electricity distribution, energy generation and trading activities under one arm. And basically 99% of our investments goes to the macro of Turkey. So you know where Turkey faces economic growth. Yeah.
So it's really a Turkey-centric strategy, but across a lot of different sorts of infrastructure.
Exactly, but we have some small investments in Pristina Airport in Kosovo and electricity distribution in Kosovo as well. We'd like to grow actually regionally, but there were so many opportunities in Turkey that we give the priority to Turkey actually.
Probably a very wise, sensible move. And of course it's such a big country as well. So, so some fascinating things have happened in Turkish aviation in the last 10 years. You've been a successful participant in the PPP in Istanbul, Sabiha Gökçen.
Yes.
Actually, a few words on that. You know, what's the experience been? Has it been the investment that you thought it would be? Because you are publicly now going to be moving on from that investment.
Yes.
And it's been an incredible success story in terms of the growth and the delivery.
Yes.
But when you look back to the investment criteria you had and the risks you were taking on in the PPP, did it fulfill what you hoped it would?
Actually, yes. I mean, when the tender was was done in 2007, it took like 24 hours. And nobody thought that we were going to win because we formed a consortium of two investors, Malaysian Airports and GMR, from India and Malaysia. They haven't existed basically in Turkey, where our competitors were like TAV, a long-term investor in Turkey, ICF, who was operating the Antalya airport. So we were like, we really wanted to get that airport, although it was secondary and there was no government guarantees. But it turned out very well because Istanbul grew and also Turkish traffic grew more than everyone expected. And then suddenly, it's not actually suddenly, the government was thinking of launching the new Istanbul airport project because Turkish Airlines needs an infrastructure if they want to grow. And Turkish Airlines is very ambitious. Turkish government is very ambitious. And Istanbul has always been a hub, always been the center of, civilizations and so forth. So basically, when they launched this new airport, we wanted to be a part of it because, it's going to be the biggest PPP ever introduced by the Turkish government. And that brings us to the fact that we need to move on to another airport. And our Malaysian partner, this was a very nice partnership, from Limak perspective, both Indians and Malaysian partners. But we wanted to move to a bigger step. And this is a huge airport, it needs a lot of concentration. So we spoke to our partners and they said, okay, we'll take over. So it was a friendly takeover and so forth. But Sabiha Gökçen is going to stay there.
Right. That's very interesting.
Yes, because Istanbul is, it's going to, 18, maybe 20 million, with informal population. And, it's like two parts, Anatolia and Europe. And now third bridge is being built. But, going to the airports will create extra traffic. So basically Istanbul can be accepted as two different cities. And the hinterland of Sabiha Gökçen goes to other cities like Bursa, Gebze, Izmit, Gebze. And now a new bridge is being built between Izmit and Izmit and then that's going to serve to Bursa. So basically the hinterland is there, and I think it's going to be a very big airport. Right. As well. So
you've obviously neatly introduced the subject of the new Istanbul hub.
Yes.
Which I'm afraid if I take a rather localized view as an Englishman, I'm afraid our ability to conceive of a new hub the scale of Istanbul's is rather woeful. So it's an incredible project that's been discussed, and you've won the concession for 25 years for the new airport. I think there's a great deal of interest, as you've said in your speech, that you're always being asked about the project.
Yes.
There's so many things one can ask, and we don't have time to. So perhaps some headlines, particularly particularly around the risk sharing. So, it's such a big project, and the concession is relatively short from I think from my perspective, for the scale of the investment and indeed the concession fees that you'll be going to be paying. How does the risk allocation work between you as the project sponsor, the government itself, and then of course the airlines, the users?
Okay, let me start with the government guarantees that was extended to the project. It's going to be 6.3 billion euros for the first 12 years that the government gives guarantees on passenger fees.
Right.
So the passenger fee that was going to be applied in the airport is going to be 20 euros per departing passenger,
right.
actually international departing
right.
passenger, that we actually get it from the ticket fees, from the airlines. And basically, this is like a concession that the government is going to bring the connectivity to the airport while we build the whole airport. But according to our feasibility studies and our micro analysis on the traffic, we think that 25 years is fairly enough to pay back the loans as well as our equities. So, I mean, what we basically put the average KGARs of Istanbul, the traffic, and Turkish traffic, and how Turkish Airlines and other airlines would like to grow.
Yeah.
And Istanbul is a regional hub. So this reflects really good revenues on the project as well.
Yeah. And so the government, so you take construction risk, but you are backed up by the revenue protection pre the airport opening.
Yes.
And then the airlines, there's no pre-funding. So the airlines then pay, or do the airlines pay or increased user charges, or is it goes to passengers pay? Okay.
Passengers pay with the tickets, but then we get it from the airlines.
Okay. Well, that's fascinating.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.